I can see. TV show.
What TV show?
What's it called? Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I haven't watched it in a long time. How many seasons did that go for?
I don't feel like a lot.
I feel like it kind of had like a weird off and on thing, didn't it?
I don't remember. Let's see.
I'm going to say 7 seasons, actually.
I want to say 4.
Yeah?
Yeah. Wow. There's a lot. Oh, actually a lot. 10.
10 seasons.
2001 to 2017, consisting of 172 episodes.
Wow.
Wow.
2001 to 2017.
Yeah, I didn't realize it ran that long.
So it was like kind of like they did a couple of seasons and then was probably off and then did a couple more seasons. Or it got like a weird reboot that we just didn't know about in the mid 2010s. And yeah, you know,
I forgot their kid's name is Poof.
I forgot they had a kid.
Yeah.
I think I only probably watched the first couple of seasons because I know like Cosmo, his character changed drastically later on.
Yeah, there's a whole he became an idiot thing.
Yep. The cursed comic relief. Like what happened to Joey and Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've talked about this before.
Where did you get that? Internet?
I found a nickel. It's good news and bad news. I found a nickel. I named it Kevin. Oh, what's the bad news?
Kenny?
What's the bad news? It's a girl nickel.
I mean, Cosmo did get stupid, but he did have some good liners in that. It was like a whole dating show.
I think I remember that.
Like,
I have like a vague...
A bachelor... What is it called?
A dating game.
The dating game. And like Wanda goes on this whole monologue about, how they've been married for so long. And she loves him for him, being his wife and yada, yada, yada. And at the end of this whole thing, he's like crying. And he's like, her, I pick her. Oh, I hope it's Wanda.
Let's do this.
This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape.
You want to get crazy? Let's get crazy.
Let's get nuts.
Damn it. I always misquote everything. Everything.
You really do. You want to get crazy? It's like this weird Kirkland straight to DVD.
Maybe I just live in a fucking Mandela effect constantly.
It's been nuts.
Has it been bird-stained bears our entire life? Anyway.
I don't know. It's been nuts though. Welcome back or welcome for the first time. This is TJ's Mixtape. I'm Tommy. That's Jacob over there. We are a movie review podcast. We're two friends. We like movies, so we talk about them. We talk about who made them, who's in them, some critic reviews, and then we talk about the movie and we give it our rating. The rating is arbitrary. It doesn't mean anything, but it's just a nice way to end the episode.
Indeed it is. Yes.
If you have been listening, you know that we play a game. And if you haven't been listening, the game is we pick 2 stars at the end of every episode, and we connect them via co-stars and other titles they have been in. Who was last week?
It was Tessa Thompson to Anne Hathaway.
Yes. So, and then at the beginning of each episode for the following week, we do our connection. So if you ever want to play, put it in the comments. How did you connect them? Because mine's kind of...
Oh? Are you just sticking with the Christian Bale one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just... I feel like yours is going to be more interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, and that's why we try to avoid using, if you guys are playing for the first time or listening to it for the first time, we personally try to avoid MCU or even like DCU.
Any comic book thing with crazy ensemble casts now is kind of
like, because you can, like, what you're about. I mean, this isn't even DCU. Oh, yeah, it is. Never mind. It's MCU. If you want to say yours real quick.
Yeah. So Hathaway is in Dark Knight Rises, Christian Bale, and then Christian Bale's in Love, Thor and Thunder as the God Butcher with Thompson.
Yeah. Yep.
I fell into that trench and then I just couldn't get out of it because also I did make other connections, but they all led through like MCU.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found a couple other, but they all just led back to the same spot.
I will say that one of my movies is a big ensemble cast.
This is fine as long as it's not comic book.
Well, we'll start with Tessa Thompson, who's in MIB International, which I had to look up her list. It just kind of reminded me, and I forgot about that movie. But yeah, she's in MIB International with Chris Hemsworth, another movie she's in with him. So that's the loop around as well. I'm using Chris Hemsworth without using the MCU. But Chris Hemsworth is in Cabin in the Woods with Bradley Whitford.
Who's Bradley Whitford?
He's one of the guys that's controlling all of the stuff. And Bradley Whitford's in Kate and Leopold. He's the boss. Meg Ryan's boss that hits on her, you know.
Yeah.
Bradley Whitford's in Kate Leopold with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, the guy from Get Out.
Yeah. The dad from Get Out, yeah.
Get Out, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then Hugh Jackman is in Les Mis with Anne Hathaway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I did feel like there had to be something in Les Mis.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember anybody else in Les Mis besides Jackman, Russell Crowe, and Anne Hathaway. I've actually never seen the movie.
That's crazy to me.
It's so long. I mean, Les Mis is a commitment.
Yeah, that's why I will go down and be like, I'm never gonna watch it. I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care what someone says. I don't want to.
It's also like an opera musical. It's not like a musical where it's like they burst out into song every once in a while when like
the entire time they're singing.
They're singing the entire time.
Yeah.
Which is also, impressive.
I stole a loaf of bread,
Chop off my head.
Yeah, that Key and Peele talking over each other skit that I always talk about, because it's like that is what Les Mis is to me. Whenever I think of it, I don't even think of Les Mis. I think of that.
That's funny.
Everyone take their turn,
Anyway, so that was Tessa Thompson and Anne Hathaway.
So at the end of this episode, we'll randomly generate from Connect the Stars website. It's the site we use because it's fun. If you check it out if you want to. So then they can randomly generate people.
But what movie are we reviewing today?
We are continuing. We're finishing up our clone block that we started with. What did we start with? Mickey 17.
Yes.
And we decided to do a fun little comedy that I remembered really enjoying when I was younger.
Same, very much. Yeah.
But we're doing 1996's Multiplicity.
Yes. And I feel like I will say this is kind of more. I feel like this is an episode for us more than anything because we've been wanting to watch this for so long.
Yeah.
And it just kind of we found a fun way to fit it in.
Yeah. It was just kind of just fodder at this point. It's just to kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
Because the idea was also going to this block was kind of talking about what does it mean to be a clone, and
what
then
is clones morality stuff.
Yeah, and what does it mean to then are you human?
In a science, like what is this
soul?
Let's talk about the scientific themes and allegories that clones have.
Yeah, and which the last three did. I mean, the island, and even the island did too.
It brings like the best one was Never Let Me Go, like we talked.
Yeah,
about.
it was like Never Let Me Go, Mickey 17, the island, and then this.
And this is just this uses clones in a different way. But let's rewind. Be kind and rewind.
I do want to review that one day. I've never seen it.
And neither have I.
Huh.
Did you enjoy it?
No.
Again? You didn't really.
No, I didn't. No? Well, the reason because it didn't say anything. Because even then, okay, when I think of this movie, I also think of Mr. Mom.
Yeah,
because it comes in a DVD set all the time. You're gonna find it
really?
Yeah, all the time.
That makes sense.
Because Michael Keaton's two family movies.
Yeah,
but it's like, and again, this is all just thinking back on it. Mr. Mom actually says something. It's what is that? 89.
Maybe even
mid 80s.
80s. It's definitely 80s.
But and it's like, it's probably really dated now to go back and look at it because of
a man taking care of the children.
But that's the joke, and that's the statement. He's not less of a man for doing that, and that's the story they're telling.
Yeah.
It's his arc of feeling like that. He's been the breadwinner. He was the go to work, and the wife would stay home. The 80s thing. And this is also during the time when women were really going back into the workforce, and there was this kind of social change happening where the housewife thing was coming to an end.
You mean your wife wears the pants in the relationship?
That was coming to an end, and the movement of women wanting to go back to work, and that's what it's talking about. And it does it pretty well from what I remember, and it's pretty funny. And he's going through this whole crisis of feeling like less quote unquote of a man for taking care of his fucking children.
Yeah.
And that was funny.
One of the more manly things you can really do, actually.
Yeah, like, and really just, and learn who your children are and create a relationship with them and, help them grow into.
Tell your children you love them.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's again what I remember. I would like to review that one day, way down the line, because we just did this. But I would like to see if that's true, because that's how I remember it. And even watching this, I went, oh yeah, this doesn't say shit.
It doesn't say anything in that sense.
It's kind of just there to be there.
I feel like it's actually talking about a midlife crisis.
Well, yeah, but it's not it's not an interesting take on it.
No, I mean, I don't know, we'll get there. We'll get there.
But anyway, so I'm very lukewarm about it.
And
how about you?
I enjoyed it again.
Yeah.
Because all I wanted was to see Michael Keaton be a different Michael, just be Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It uses a whole lot of Michael Keaton.
There's a whole lot of Michael Keaton.
I was actually really surprised in the credits that it didn't say Michael Keaton, Doug, and then 2, 3, 4, and Lenny, whatever their names were.
Rico, Lenny, and I forget what the number 2, what he changed his name to.
I don't remember either.
It's not really important.
No.
But yeah. So, this came out, like we said, 1996.
Lance,
thank you. It had 2 premieres, actually. It had a June 27th premiere, New York premiere, and then a July 10th California premiere, and then officially worldwide July 17th. Or nationwide, I should say, July 17th. And it was a box office failure. It only made like 35 million. Like 45 million.
Where did that money go? It was all just the cloning.
You gotta also this movie was probably really expensive because at that time the amount of like editing tricks they have to do
that was impressive
to keep 4 Michael Keatons on the screen. And you can see it
doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't look that bad, no, considering
but
it's also super impressive for Michael Keaton to be just acting with him against himself without himself, like it's actually really impressive. Like overall, the how well designed the movie was like given to us is actually kind of fucking great for 1996. Oh
yeah, the scene that I always the one I really think of is that scene where you meet the 4th clone. That whole thing,
yeah,
and just the interacting. Well, because you have the one in the bed, you have Doug, and then you have 3. Yeah, 3. And then you have 2 just laying in bed watching them interact and just kind of peanut gallery throwing in little things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why are you looking at me? Like, that was pretty good. And then he walks by 4 and then his comeback and his reaction to himself. But yes, on a technical way, this movie is very impressive.
For 1996.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into who created all of this stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
So this was directed by Harold Ramis, who we did a while ago for Groundhog Day.
Is it Raimi or Ramis?
I thought it was Raimi. I think we had this conversation during Groundhog Day.
Did we? Well, it's Ramis.
Yeah, I know. Doesn't mean the S has to be pronounced.
Anyways, so we... What episode was that? Like fucking 70.
70, okay. I thought it was going to be earlier.
It is Ramis.
It is Ramis?
Yeah.
Okay. He's also directed, like, some of your favorites, Analyze This, Analyze That.
Yeah, I've come to realize that he makes like a lot of his movies really lukewarm reception.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just in general?
Yeah, just in general. They're all in the 6.7.
Well, I mean, it's like he popped off in the comedy world because of Animal House,
Yeah.
And then...
then he became a face of a really iconic...
Ghostbusters.
Series.
Yeah.
Well, and then... Well, even to the point now...
The things that he's written have become more popular than the things that he has directed.
Well, yeah, but even with Ghostbusters, it's like he still is in the Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah.
Even though he's been dead for 10 years.
Egon, you can't... I mean, it's Egon.
Yeah.
He was a fan favorite. Actually.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's, and
and Ice Harvest.
Yeah, what you were talking about. It definitely you can see like his imprint as a director in this, but it's not like not like a helmed project of his.
Well, and I think that in my humble opinion, Groundhog Day was his lightning in the bottle, kind of thing, kind of like M. Night and Sixth Sense. Like that was his big like.
There's like, I think also Harold knows how to like let his actors just kind of be creative as well, because like But you also get to see like, and I noticed it in this one, like in Groundhog Day, you see Bill Murray being the Bill Murray at his best. You know?
Yeah.
Like in this, you see Michael Keaton's character acting come through in a really awesome way. Not just because of the different characters, but just like how sometimes the banter just works with them all together. But it starts to also feel like this doesn't feel like the character Doug. This just now feels like Keaton improving with himself.
Well, and I think actually that's an interesting observation because I think you kind of nailed it on the head what Harold does. I didn't really think about it until you said it, and now it clicked. Because even looking at his list, you know, we have Groundhog. He has this ability, it seems like, or had this ability rather, because he has passed away. Had this ability to look at his talent and then just go, all right, like even Bedazzled.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's hilarious in that movie because he's just
the chemistry that Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro have and analyze this and analyze that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Like that, the running gag in that, you know, that he keeps coming to these epiphanies. Robert De Niro keeps coming to these epiphanies and is thanking Billy Crystal, and you as the audience are watching the interaction. Billy Crystal hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
De Niro just kind of came up with it on his own, but you're good, yo. And Billy's like, no, I didn't. I really didn't. Yo, no. And then he's like almost like getting threatening to him. You're good. You're good. And then like in Bedazzled too is kind of like this, where it's just him playing all these different characters,
bouncing off Elizabeth Hurley, who's probably kind of at her best as well.
Yeah, and even Ice Harvest, John Cusack is great in that because he's just him and Billy Bob Thornton, same thing, are just kind of riffing off of each other, and just it seems like everyone's just having fun.
Exactly,
that is something charming about these movies.
And even think about like the history of Animal House, you know.
I've actually never seen Animal House.
Well, I mean, you know the history of like, you know, John Belushi likes improving like the.
Not really.
Oh. Okay.
All I really know about is the problematic nature of it now.
Well, yeah, because it was a friend.
Yeah. And that's where the statement ends. I know that I have heard that there's things that are problematic about it, and that's
frat house movie from the early '80s. Gee, I wonder what's problematic about it.
Yeah, I don't. But I don't know the details of it.
That's fair. I mean, that's
not like Porky's.
Toga Party, you know, came from Animal House. Yeah,
but I know things about Porky's.
It's very problematic, or probably also Revenge of the Nerds.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because Porky's the one where they're peeping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. But when it comes to Animal House, I don't really know.
Which actually I think happened in The Last American Virgin first.
I just watched the Futurama one that was I'm assuming the Animal House spoof. But the robot frat.
Yeah.
Robot House.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like this is an Animal House reference.
No, they were ripping off House Bunny.
Jacob.
All right. Let's get into writers.
So there's 4.
Yeah. So we got two groups, two pairs.
Yeah, 2 pairs.
We have the story that was originally written by Chris Miller, who was actually originally a short story that was published in
National Lampoon magazine, or something,
which is like where Mad TV and Mad, all that stuff came from and whatnot.
But
I'm sorry, SNL came from National Lampoon.
Writing couple Chris Miller and Mary Hale,
which they wrote kind of like a screenplay. They're married. They wrote a screenplay for this. And I only saw Chris Miller. I mean, a couple other things. Chris Miller's biggest thing was also writing Animal House with.
And Club Paradise.
Yeah. Which is
a weird slasher comedy thing, right?
And then on Wikipedia, that's all that's really mentioned is them. But then we have this other writing duo that are there for like screenplay writing duties a little bit more, which is Lowell, Ganz, and Babaloo Mandel, who have a history of writing stuff together that are like...
It's some of my favorite movies of that era.
City Slickers.
City Slickers. Splash.
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
Parenthood, which is one that I've brought up multiple times.
Robots.
Yeah.
That movie, and I don't give a shit what anyone says. That movie is great. I rewatched that recently. That movie's still really funny.
This is one of those moments where, like, because we both have this, it's like, you know, when you realize, like, oh, I actually like a lot of movies that this person has directed.
Mm.
I'm drawing a blank on who that is right now, but we've done them. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, look at all of these movies that I really, really liked when I was a kid and that my parents,
introduced me to.
Yeah. And it's like, huh, yeah. So,
or even the Fever Pitch remake. I think that one's really good for like a rom-com.
Jimmy Fallon.
And
yeah, I actually have not seen that.
I think that's a pretty good rom-com. Again, from what I remember, because also their
chemistry,
them together are funny.
Fallon's a huge hit and miss for me most of the time, but he is a very...
I've only seen like 2 movies with him. I've seen Fever Pitch and Taxi with Queen Latifah.
Oh, wow. That might have been his only 2 movies.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Like as a lead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he became the host of the Tonight Show pretty early on. And he was more just like an SNL kid, you know?
He 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 movies that he's a lead in?
Yeah.
Well, in or a lead?
I guess just in, because it's like there's Almost Famous, which I don't remember him in.
He's like one of the band managers.
Anything else? It looks like him on the cover.
That sounds like a rom-com he would be in.
No, Jason Biggs is the lead in that. It's just
at
a distance they both look
they
really similar.
too.
Yeah. So okay, from this 1, 2, 3 movies he's the lead in.
Yeah.
That he's on the cover. He's the guy.
Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. I'm gonna laugh at my own jokes.
I'm so funny.
He is funny though.
Isn't he like a hit and miss with people?
Yeah. Most late night talk show hosts are.
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because there's I
think the only one that was kind of had universal acclaim was Johnny Carson.
Well, yeah, because even Leno drives people to.
Yeah. Even like Letterman drives some people crazy. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
What's the other one? Jimmy
Kimmel.
Kimmel. Yeah. I went and saw him once.
Really?
I went to a live studio audience taping of his show once.
Did you laugh?
I don't remember anything about it. I remember more the process of getting into the studio and then leaving the studio. I don't remember.
Like, this is a lot to process.
Yeah.
Show, leave. Whoa.
Yeah, my brain just shut it down.
All right. Well, that was a long tangent right there.
Yeah.
For Lowell, Ganz, and Babaloo Mandel. We already talked up for starring a good amount of Michael Keaton. We also talked about him with Beetlejuice. He was
Beetlejuice.
He was Beetlejuice. He was Batman. He is Michael Keaton. Birdman. And
Chief and the other guys.
Yeah. Such
Don't go chasing water.
God.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's a great comedic actor. He really is. And then we have his wife, played by Andie MacDowell, who was also in Groundhog Day.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to actually work a lot with Harold Ramis, I saw. It's kind of the only work. I don't think Andie MacDowell's that good of an actress.
That's actually funny that you mentioned that, because a lot of the reviews, when we get to that point, I didn't pick any of those because I thought it was just kind of nitpicking and kind of going after her in a way that I didn't feel comfortable with.
And it's fair because that can be how quickly it can turn into.
Well, that's what it became. It became very almost aggressively at her, and I was like, I don't like that. But I agree. I don't think she's. And again, and not being mean, because there's something actually I wanted to look.
There's a weird like lack of connection,
but even then, that might be just the casting of the people,
the miscasting. Maybe?
Yeah, like someone else.
Because like she's had quite a career.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like obviously she's not a terrible actress because she's been working forever. She's still working to this day.
Yeah,
and so there's people, like. You get. I mean, I don't know. Does that mean anything? A lot of actors are not great, and they've been.
I mean, it could be just literally she's had a great career because she is very attractive.
She kind of reminds me of Minnie Driver. I don't know why.
And yeah, it's the curly hair.
Yeah, the dark hair and the features.
Jawline, yeah. Because
yeah, like okay, well, yeah, that's what I was like. I was thinking Ready or Not, because she's funny in Ready or Not.
Oh yeah,
she's the.
I guess she's gotten older. She as anybody who stays long enough in the industry, you're gonna learn how to act at some point.
You got to, Yeah. I mean, I guess like prime example was always like Hayden Christensen. People talked about Daniel Radcliffe. I didn't think he was a very good actor for a very long time.
Child actors are so.
I don't care. Do not give them that. I don't give them that excuse.
Daniel Radcliffe also like committed to the craft. Like he actually started studying it.
Yeah. It's like once he got out of Harry Potter, he was like, all right, now.
I would say in the middle of Harry Potter, he was really studying it. He just fell too hard into booze and drugs and gimmicks.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know he had a whole downward spiral like that.
Oh dude, yeah. Because he went on to fucking Broadway and performed in Equus.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, that was in the middle of Harry
I didn't know
Potter.
he was coked out during.
I don't know if he was coked out, but he was on.
You're right. I shouldn't be. I say that kind of shit way too willy nilly. Total disclaimer. No idea what I'm talking about. Just. Anyway, let's move on.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Move on. You knew he was gay, right? Again, disclaimer. What are you talking about?
All right. And quick shout outs, I guess, to some of the side people in this. We got a youngish Eugene Levy.
He's one of those guys that's like, he's so old now that even when he's older, he still looks young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he started graying so young, too.
Yeah.
You know?
But he looks good.
He's probably like in his early 30s in this, honestly.
Yeah. He's so stocky now. He's such a little stocky man in like Schitt's Creek. And then this, he's very long and like
handsome.
Kind of like what happened to Jeff Goldblum, too.
Yeah.
He was very long and kind of.
I got Harris Yulin, who plays our doctor, who's been around in other things
for a million years.
Yeah. Julie Bowen, who plays ship captain's daughter. She's in Modern Family as the mom. Happy Gilmore.
Oh, and then the captain, Murray,
Brian Doyle Murray. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who also, I think he's probably just really good friends with Harold Ramis, and because he's in a lot of Harold Ramis.
Mazzatani Phil.
He's got a very specific voice.
I put down Ann Cusack just because I didn't know there were five Cusack siblings. Did you know that? I knew the two.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were three other ones floating around. I just saw her name, Ann Cusack, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any relation. And then she popped up on screen and went, oh, 100% she's a Cusack. Like
those eyes.
Yeah, she is she very much
eyes and that nose.
She looks like John. Like she's a redheaded John with blue eyes.
Are we ready for some reviews?
Sure.
All right, cool. This is pretty mediocre for scores. On a 6.1 with IMDb, which I was like, yeah, okay. On Rotten Tomatoes, 46% tomato meter and a 49% popcorn. And I do feel that's, I don't know, maybe that's fine. It feels a little low. I don't feel like this movie is like below, a 5 in a lot of ways. Like a 500 or 50, you know what I mean? Like mediocre. So I'm curious what the reviews are.
So Metacritic, this has a 53, which comes to mixed or average, with 13 positive, 9 mixed, and 3 negative. Okay. With the positive at LA Times, with a 70 by Kenneth Turin, directed by Harold Ramis and starring Michael Keaton at his most satisfying. Multiplicity is the latest film to benefit from the unprecedented visual miracles that special effects can now produce. It is also one more example of a picture where technical inventiveness outstrips the pedestrian storyline it's meant to animate.
That's kind of like we were talking about at the beginning, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. I just wrote a note. Let's see what Roger Ebert had to say. He gave it a 63. Watching the film, I enjoyed a lot of it, especially Keaton's permutations of the theme of himself, but I wonder why the possibilities weren't taken to greater comic extremes. So, same thing, kind of. Why aren't you kind of pushing it, I guess? Mix.
I wonder what kind of like extremes he was thinking, though. It's like, at the end of the day, you still kind of have to have this like character arc. I don't know.
50 at the New York Times by Janet Maslin. Multiplicity leaves such an uninteresting plot. Multiplicity weaves such an uninteresting plot around its bland, generic principles that it rarely reaches the absurdist heights its premise demands. I wrote down Tampa. Gotta be
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Times by Steve Persall gave it a 50. Multiplicity is a pleasant comedy in the blandest sense of that adjective. It's what you call a billboard movie, a quick pitch concept easily advertised with snappy star images, flat in its execution, and merely a passing distraction to an audience.
That is a really, really...
And that nailed it.
Yeah, I don't really like the flat. I mean, it kind of is, but I don't know. I feel like there's enough humor in it that it's not flat, but it's also not like... You're not putting this on a top 100 list.
No. And then the negative of the 38 by Harper Barnes at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, a trudgage over long comedy.
It is a little long.
It feels long. How long was it, actually?
About exactly 2 hours.
Oh, that's why it felt long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's a long time for this.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where, and maybe just like pacing or something. I don't know where the meat could be cut out in a sense of like story structure wise or anything. But
what it is the Michael Keaton's long-winded, and they just kind of let him roll.
Fair.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
His bit, like his bits are very drawn out.
Yeah.
And
like when he's like two Beetlejuices are talking to each other.
And they're just kind of doing this for like 30 seconds. Like that does add up, you know?
Fucking wild. So weird. I would have loved to see how they actually filmed this. I wish I should have looked up behind the scenes if there was anything on YouTube, whatnot. But ultimately, for this movie, what I kind of like pieced together is that what kind of started as like this prompt of I don't want to say age-old question because I mean it is pretty old now, but if you had a clone of yourself, what would you do with it? What would you do with free time? You know, like I feel like that's where this story begins. Like because we have our setup of him like he's way too busy. He can't delineate. He's like trying to work like and also works fucking up constantly. Like he's got his own problems at work that are causing problems that are avoiding him from doing stuff at home. And his wife wants to get back to work, but then who's going to take care of the kids? It's going to add up bills. There's like, it's very modern day problems. And, and then the magic man, the scientist, comes out of nowhere.
Because he happens to be working at the cloning facility.
The genetics lab, yeah. And he's like, I have all the solutions you need. And just make another one of you. And then one of you can do whatever you wanted to do, and the other one can do all the other stuff. And I feel like that's the prompt, That's our inciting action in a way of just like that. This movie doesn't really get any more deep of like what does it mean to be a clone, or like what is a clone. There's no morality to it, Which is that's because that's not what this movie's trying to do.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of to me the issue is because it's like inherently that is the conversation. It's like time travel movies.
Yeah, because this is just an absurd farce. So you don't want to get too deep into that conversation because then it starts to take over the script and the story, which the story is. Doug, I mean, it's essentially he's like kind of going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah,
and in a very well structured way of the story, in a parallel of like him leaving on a ship on a boat, becoming absent, leaving behind the fractured parts of his mind, of his personality for his wife to deal with and not know how to deal with, to then leave him. So when he is present again, he has to face the reality of what he's done to himself and to his life.
Yeah.
And then has to, step up and become a, complete person again. What?
She just said the funniest thing. You like went to the back to your room or something, and she just goes, "Feel bad for the wife." And I was like, "Well, yeah." She's like, "Yeah, she ran a train on herself with her clones, her husband's clones without knowing."
God damn.
And I was in tears.
She said that? Yeah. Holy fuck.
It was going to be my synopsis. I didn't do that.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, she ends up sleeping.
We never did the synopsis.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Oh, do you guys want to know what this movie's about?
Should we do it and then put it somewhere?
Oh, God, I can try to. 34 minutes, okay. What's the synopsis, Tommy?
So Multiplicity, an overworked family man creates duplicates of himself to help burden the load of his life.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, so and it's just like I feel like what the movie is doing executes it in a really fun way because you get this sense of like, well, then it talks about like, well, if you are making clone yourself, there's one that's like an exaggerated form of his masculinity, one that's an exaggerated form of his femininity, and then what happens when you make a copy of a copy? It's generally not the best thing.
Yeah,
it's a lot less intelligent. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, that came off as like the child version.
Exactly, the immaturity.
Yeah, the immature version.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's like, I guess okay. Just like the time travel thing I was saying, it's like inherently you make a movie about this, you do start asking questions. with like time travel or cloning. What is human? Don't mess up with the past. Blah 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 blah. And it's very rare, I feel like, to be able, especially to then make it into a comedy and successfully do both the message and the comedy, like Back to the Future, 1 and 2, let's say. 3 can fuck off. But 1 and 2, it's the time travel movie. And yeah, there's inconsistencies to it, but it still brings up, all right, the age-old question, if you go back and you start fucking around with shit.
Butterfly effect shit. Yeah.
What's going to happen, And this one, I'm trying to think,
what are the ramifications of there being 3 more Dougs?
But it's like, but that's the thing, is that this movie is so superficial, because even then it's like, the first Doug is made, the clone is made, he wakes up and he thinks that, like, oh, how'd the procedure go? And then you have the whole, oh, don't worry, I put a number 2 on the back of your ear with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Just so you know. And then it's just like, okay, there's no existential, any kind of ramifications, which there would be something to kind of grasp with. And also the fact that we have this whole original Doug, and Doug is in love with his wife. Cool. Wouldn't the other Dougs also want to be vying for the attention? OG Doug goes, hey, you're not going near her. And they all go, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then how much do you, it questions your love for your wife, Doug, because they're all duplicates of you.
The sense of them accepting that they are the clone and
now are in servitude to Doug, and there's no kind of vying for alpha status of who's gonna lead the life, because it's like, and that's even then the writing thing they should be alternating. This week I'm gonna live in the main house and you're gonna live here, and the next week, blah 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 blah. That's how, and it's really weird. It's one of those 90s movies too, where you're just like,
it's a big carrot you gotta eat.
Yeah, it's like, and that's what I mean. It's just to me, there are things that you could have said with this, like even the whole Back to the Future bit about the mom trying to like sleep with him. It's like, that's very disturbing, but it's funny, and there's reasons why it's funny.
Yeah.
It's because there is this idea, like, they talk about the maternity thing, like she's picking up on something about him that
I thought the whole joke in that Back to the Future is like how she because George is such a square.
Yeah. And
the mom, I forget her name.
Lorraine?
Lorraine, yeah, thank you. You get the stories about like how she seems so boring. Like she wasn't a very exciting, teenager.
And then you start to see
that she was fucking hot for everyone.
Yeah, she was just kind of a little smoking cigarette and drinking.
Mom,
that's not good for the
yeah, exactly. Anywho.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about this too, is like I think what it is that it's almost too PG, actually, because there are a lot of conversation. You could have pushed that. I think that's what they're talking about, the extremes. There are things that you could have pushed.
Well, but then I kind of, again, I feel like that hurts the container of what the goofiness and the absurd nature of this film is. Because if you start going down that rabbit hole too much, then the slapstick nature of it is now, the focus was the slapstick nature of this.
Well, yeah, but even then, they didn't even feel like it really led into the slapstick too, because in the slapstick, the biggest slapstick scene, which I'm wondering now, if at the time people had an issue with it, is the train running scene.
Oh no, people! I remember my mom and dad finding that hilarious.
That they're all just like, she's just sleeping with 3 separate people and not knowing.
Doug again.
She touched my pepe. My pepe. She touched my pepe. And I was sitting there and I was like, this is the whole this right here is the big what is it called? Ode. Fuck, what is it called?
Ode to.
Yeah. What is it called?
I don't know.
The big climax. This is the big ode.
No, there was the 3 big climax.
That's why I didn't want to say that. The ode to David, help me. The big, the moment.
I find it amusing. He's always like, David, help me.
Because he knows.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
Yeah, I think he does.
It's like, tell David it's really smart.
$5.
$5?
$5.
All right.
$5.
All right.
Cool.
We'll exchange at the wedding.
Yeah. $5. He knows what I'm talking about. In the comments, he's going to be like, okay, what you were trying to say was. Anyways, so it's like, and it's this big slapstick like moment, and it's like mainly the big one, and it's kind of creepy. and kind of weird. I don't know. I didn't like it. I got so distracted with what I was trying to say. The term that I can't remember what I was trying to say.
Fair. I mean, yeah.
Guess it wasn't that important.
I get the level of like wanting to talk about what does it mean that for them to be clones.
I mean, I get it. It's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
I understand that. But it's just like...
Because also, you got to think, like, the entire container of this film. How does the family not realize there are 3 men living in the backyard?
I mean, I was thinking about it and kind of talking about it. It's like, it's kind of weird. There's this weird 90s trope where in movies... The wife is just oblivious. She's just usually just a fucking oblivious.
Weren't you wearing a different shirt earlier?
Yeah.
No. It's like, what? Yes, he fucking
like
was.
borderline stupid. Like, that they're just not observant whatsoever. And then at the same time, weirdly, in sitcoms, the husbands were the dopey, Kevin can go fuck himself character,
The
Family Guy, or Everybody Loves Raymond, or
Yeah.
I was just sitting there realizing there was this weird parallel happening in these two mediums a lot of the time. It's like,
because one, I mean, the extremes is just,
and there was always the extremes of the two. But how is it that a grown woman and two children that are curious and hopefully out in the backyard playing and stuff?
Why are there 3 more dads back in the backyard?
Who is living in this house 10 feet away? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? We're going through food, all the garbage, the music playing. Like, there's someone in there. Honey, it's just me. I just go out there.
I kind of was expecting him to be like, oh, yeah, I got an assistant. Oh, and he's staying in the back, but you can't go to the back. He wants to go private, Boom. Hey. Yeah.
There you go. That would make an excuse why you're going back there and stuff. Except then she'd want to meet him. But even, I think that's more of the slapstick stuff, is more of the, like, maybe that's what they mean too, is the more chances of getting caught. That seems like also that would be in this movie more.
Yeah, that is very, very minimal.
And there's only like a couple scenes, like the one where he walks into the office because they didn't discuss who was going to work.
But you see, and that's the thing is like, and that's simple story structure. Like, they now establish like, oh, they almost got caught because they didn't talk about it. And now they need to. Now since we, the audience, now that there's an established idea that they need to communicate, now we're just assuming that it's happening.
Well, I think also it's just, we always talk about, movies living in bubbles of their time frames and everything. And this movie is just
very much so that.
Well, even that, just his bitching and moaning about, I don't have any free time. It's like, yeah, well, you got married and had kids.
Well, it's like their entire conversation where she's like, I really want to go back to work. And it could have just been like, look, honey, like, let's just get through this really. I mean, that could have been conversation after conversation because he never finished the house too.
Yeah.
So like you see, like the house is like a weird representation of him as well.
Scattered, unfinished.
An unfinished man that has stretched himself too thin.
Well, yeah, and even that scene where I did like that. I was kind of surprised at how we were going to handle that dinner conversation that he like took her to a nice dinner to tell her bad news kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's being a real misogynistic pig about it.
Yeah.
And she
shuts him down.
Shuts him the fuck. I was really like,
she's like, you can fuck off.
Yeah, and he gives him the finger and everything. And I was like, I was actually kind of curious how we were gonna do that because of the time frame and everything. And I was like, it kind of does make sense because this is, especially now in '96, this is the movement has happened of women going back to work and
for a long time.
For a long time now, so
over a decade probably.
Yeah.
You
should talk to my mom about that.
You brought it up before. Yeah,
it's a very interesting conversation.
I guess it was the 70s.
She was like in it, was very one of those people.
Working 9 to 5.
And then suddenly were then expected to come home and still do all the house stuff. Like, wait a minute. Just an interesting.
Where's my meatloaf?
Yeah, just an interesting cultural shift,
Yeah. Makes you think of fried green tomatoes a little bit too.
But yeah, it's just in this weird little like bubble because he's just where. I can't go golfing.
It's a very superficial, like it's a very real problem, like how it doesn't have enough time to do anything. But what the thing is, instead of doing what the idea was, if he has one that does work and one that helps more with the family, he's like, well, I kind of want to go sailing. I want to like do, which also is the thing, like he wants to do this sailing thing with his wife.
He learns that it's kind of like Liar Liar to me. Like Liar Liar, had this whole message where he just lied, he was a lawyer obviously, and then he just but then he realizes, And that one is also different too, because he realizes I want time with my son.
Yeah.
And then rediscovers his love for his wife via their connection of their child, you know?
Max,
and it's like that
what did you wish for?
That message is just there, and it's still that, I don't have enough me time, kind of, you know, that dad fighting against that 90s dad fighting against that business world.
Yeah, which is a business world that is a little bit of an exaggeration of, and literally all it takes is just for the dad to be like, no, so, you know, setting up boundaries.
Yeah, with work and even
because like the best dad that we saw in all of this, some of these movies that we're talking about, is Tim Allen in Santa Claus. Like he's actually showing up, but he's just a little late, right? I can't remember. No, I can't. No, yeah, he picks him up.
No, yeah, no, I think you're right. The Santa Claus, it's because like
they show him as if he is a bad dad, but he's actually being a good dad. That's what it is.
He's just bad at being a dad.
Yeah.
But it's like he's attempting,
actually trying.
Attempting to be a dad. He's just not good at being a dad.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not like he's, you know, like Robin Williams and Hook, who's actively kind of a dick. You know, he's not like that.
Or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Who, where he's a psychopath.
Well. Hey man, talking about eating the 90s carrot.
Dude, that movie, I think that movie pops in my head like once a week because I just think about the concept and I'm like,
I want you to make me a woman.
Honey, I'm so happy. Be careful with her. She's an old woman. I mean, and that's the thing. I love that movie. I think that's some of Robin Williams' best, like just,
oh no,
yeah, just his character, like that whole scene where he's calling her. He's calling his ex-wife, pretending to be different personalities.
Yeah.
Abusive, by the way. Racist, abusive, just terrible people. Because he changed the... Okay, anyway, sorry.
We went off such a fucking tangent
I'm sorry.
off of Multiplicity.
It's like, I could feel it. Like, I could feel it spiraling out, and then I could feel it hook. Like, I had to mentally grab it and bring it back. It's almost like a out-of-body experience. It's so weird. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
I feel like, I don't know. Do we have anything more else to say about
what are we at?
We're at like 47.
Okay. Well, yeah. I've been trying to do this pros and cons thing.
I feel like the biggest thing, like I said, is like this movie begins with the prompt of if you had a clone, what would you do with your free time?
That's actually, I want to add on the whole idea that this was a short story for a magazine.
Yeah.
You can totally tell. It's a short story. And then they went, well, let's expand on it.
Fun little prompt.
And
then it turns into kind of this metaphor of a man going through a midlife crisis and his fractured personalities and how his wife has to deal with that. And her leaving him being the catalyst to realizing he needs to pull himself all back together again, literally. You know, all different personalities working together to rebuild the house.
Yeah.
And that's the weird, actual, like, solid, like, metaphor inside of this story that just kind of feels, goes from note to note to note to note without any big pizzazz, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you don't really feel you understand why his wife leaves him.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because
but you also don't feel, also, I never felt bad for her really as well. I was just like, I get it. And I don't feel bad for him because, dude, you fucked up. You left your fractured personalities to take care of your wife while you decided to go sailing for whatever fucking reason. You've got your priorities backwards.
Well, that's what it is too. But then these decisions that are made just don't make sense. Like, and then clone Vance, number 2, gets sick. Yeah, Lance, sorry. Mm-hmm. Gets sick during this big inspection, so they decide to send the other. And you're like, then no one's going. Either he's going because he is the one that literally has been eating, breathing work. He has been in control of this for months now. Either he's going or no one's going, and we're calling in sick.
Should have sent Lenny.
Yeah, you know, at that point, and like that. I mean, that was actually kind of a funny joke that they jumped to, like, because that's the thing. Everything is that's kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know if interesting is the right word. But like everything is their fault because even then it's like then the inspector jumps to he's an alcoholic or a drug user because he keeps leaving the room every 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, but that's that. It is all their fault because it is the fractured parts of Doug.
Yeah, they're not the whole part.
Yeah,
and that's kind of and that's where I think it becomes. It's kind of like what it reminds me in the comedy world a little bit of like Meet the Fockers and why I don't or Meet the Parents. That's why I don't like to watch it because your hero, quote unquote, your main character
isn't that likable, actually.
Isn't that likable, and everything they're doing is causing these situations. And so it's like how like Ben Stiller in that every single time, all he has to do is just fess up to that he fucked up, and then a lot of this shit wouldn't be happening. But then you don't have a movie. But I just don't find it very interesting to watch.
Well, and that's why
this guy just dig a hole.
These movies, especially like Meet the Parents, it's I instead of calling it a hero's arc, I would call it a redemption arc.
Yeah,
because we see this person who has their priorities backwards, and we're not rooting for them in a sense of we want them to. We're rooting for them because we want them to just pull their head out of their ass.
But that's the thing is, I respectfully disagree. I think at the time,
maybe rooting isn't the right word.
No, I think that in this time period, who it's written for, we're supposed to be rooting for it because it's written for, let's just say it's written for men our age in this blue collar work. That's who it's written for. So it's like it's written for you. That person to root for them.
Or Jeff Foxworthy's.
To be like, oh yeah, man, I wish I had more time to go golfing. Like what I would do.
Not spend time with my family.
Go to a Lakers game alone. Like I don't know why that's the accent because I think he said Foxworthy. Now I know you're redneck.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise fries are good.
This tuna salad's pretty good, but could use a little more mayonnaise, Barbara.
Probably could have.
But yeah, so that's why it's like I think now looking it is a redemption arc, but I think at the time it was like this, we're supposed to be like, yeah, you go and play that goal. Because even then that scene where it's like, I was just about to tee off, and you're like, you have children. I just don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
like that's everything, every one of his qualms. I was like, I feel like a lot of people get into.
And that's to kind of go back to that midlife crisis thing is that, he himself, he doesn't have his priorities straight. He's falling apart at the seams, which is what's causing him to like want to do these poor choices,
Yeah. These clones and blah, 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 blah.
Like cloning and So him getting her back at the end is, and it has to come in a sense of him like, pulling himself. I think them all working together is that it's that unification of him becoming whole again,
Well, and it's like,
and then we still have in the story though these 3 clones that what the fuck do we do with them?
Oh, like my like my horror story, my thriller sequel idea, or like even at the end too. Like when we first meet them as a couple, I really liked their writing because they were cute because they just had this like kind of playfulness together. Mm-hmm. Which I really liked, and then that just kind of went out the window because
his character changes throughout the entire movie. As
well.
And that's what I was talking about at the beginning of like you have this character of Doug, but then you get lost in the Michael Keaton.
The Doug kind of disappears, because it just becomes Michael Keaton being Michael Keaton. Mm-hmm. But it's like even then, it's like you have this kind of feeling of like I have a hard time feeling bad for her because she's so oblivious. She should be able to be catching on to something.
Yeah, but that's again where the farce and absurd nature of just what this script is. You can't have them recognizing it because then it ruins.
But then at the end too, she pulls up next to them. There's 3 of them in their car. I'm assuming she knows that car because it came out of their
Impala SS.
Came out of their garage. I'm assuming is hit Doug's car. His 90s like my muscle car that I've been working on forever.
His 67 Impala.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's his, the bright cherry red one.
Yeah,
and then 3 fucking Dougs, and she just looks at her children and just.
Sometimes when you're so in love, everybody looks like the person.
When you're in love with someone, you just see them everywhere, and you're like, okay, sure. Okay, Andie. Or another. I
forget her character's name.
I can't remember either, actually. What is her name? Laura. But yeah, it's like, okay, Laura. And it's like, I really, like, all you had to do at that moment, too, is, like, introduce that maybe she figured it out in that moment.
Or I don't know.
Just don't justify it.
I don't know. That moment is literally just kind of like an old button to just like a long of a joke type thing. It's like this movie is it's very 90s. It's
well then the pizza bit
Yeah, them in Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making pizzas.
He's delivering pizzas. And yeah, I don't know.
And you know, it's because Lance likes to meet new people, and he's just a whore.
Let's press chests together.
Yeah. What I liked,
let's pump chests.
what I did like too about Lance is it was just his Beetlejuice voice, but just like a little more mild.
Yeah, and he slowly became more and more so. Like,
yeah, what was that about? I noticed that too. It wasn't like when you first meet him. I thought I had the clones mixed up, so I thought the first clone was gonna be the sensitive clone just because of the way he was acting, and then just as time went on, he's just
oh yeah, no, yeah, you gotta
go. You're like, okay,
all right. What?
A 2.
A 2? I was thinking a 2.5.
That's fine with me. I
don't think it's that bad.
I'm gonna be totally transparent. I don't care honestly about this movie because it just this would probably be my Billy. I think.
Yeah, fair.
This is a runner because I don't care about it.
Regardless of like how we're talking about like all of the, plot holes. Like or how does nobody know that there's 3 Dougs living in the backyard? How is she not picking up that there's multiple different personalities that she's dealing with?
I mean, I guess what would be funny is, which I didn't think about, really put it from her perspective.
And how she's literally just losing her mind.
Or that her husband has some seriously deep-seated psychological issues.
And she's like, honey, we need to get you into a home.
Yeah, like, I don't think we can take care of it.
Like, it feels like I'm talking to, like, I don't know if you're bipolar or have multiple
personality
disorder.
Like,
definitely multiple personalities right now.
Yeah, it's not bipolar.
Yeah.
Like
you're definitely...
He's changing his clothes from moment to moment to better suit the mood. I'm going to go with, it's not bipolar. But like...
I feel like a very clear beginning, middle, and end. It's like I don't feel like it has anything where you're like, I never thought in the movie like, this doesn't make sense narratively. Does that make sense? Or story structure wise?
No, the story structure is fine. It's just the whole thing is just but that's just the 90s. They just didn't give a shit and you just eat the carrot.
Flat is a really good way, which is why I think a 2.5 is really the best.
It's very flat.
Yeah.
But saying that, I think the 0.5 comes from Michael Keaton. Just if you like, it's one of those. If you like Michael Keaton and you've never seen it, then watch it.
Yeah,
because it's 4 fucking Michael Keatons in it.
I also kind of feel, I mean, Michael Keaton is great, as the 4 different Dougs, but I also don't even think this is like one of Michael Keaton's best performances.
No, what is up with him sticking his ass out? I never noticed that until this movie.
When he's doing characters,
he's always doing this kind of like.
It's funny you say that. I noticed when I go into weird characters, I do the exact same walk.
It's like
that he does.
Arch the back, put out the butt, almost arms like this. This is like almost like a.
It's like a crab.
Yeah. The Michael Keaton crab walk. I was like, I never noticed it. And then you brought up Beetlejuice. I was like, yeah, Beetlejuice does it too.
Yeah.
The only one that doesn't really do it is Batman because there's no scene.
He does a similar walk as Dogbert in Much Ado About Nothing too.
Or even other guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the Michael Keaton crab walk. I want to make that into a shirt. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make that into a shirt. Michael Keaton crab walk. Yeah, it's just flat. But the thing is, I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan. Have been since I was introduced to him as Batman. And, he's my Batman growing up.
Yeah.
So I recommend it just for that. And if you're into the movie magic, that we were talking about last week, and just from being a technical standpoint, actually, this is really crazy because even like it's on par with like The Sixth Day to me, which is really wild because of how much later The Sixth Day came out.
Yeah,
because that's like what 2? That's like 2 or 4. Yeah, like 2 or 4 years later.
Yeah,
and it's kind of, it's just really impressive that it looks as good as it does and even with Michael Keaton being him and how animated
and performing against himself, and like you never at a moment watch this movie and kind of be like, you literally feel like he's acting with a clone.
That's the thing is like that and I think that's a good sign is like your brain very easily just goes into the world of now there are all these Michael Keatons.
Yeah,
you're never sitting there going like,
I don't know about that.
It's like you just kind of your brain just accepts that. Oh, I didn't know he had so many brothers. But yeah. So I say 2.5 out of 5 is good.
Cool.
Let's do the Connect the Stars. Do we know what we're doing yet?
I think we're gonna just do a banter next week, honestly.
The first was Ben Affleck to Adam Driver. I don't think. Do you want to keep that, or should we do one more?
I feel like they could be related.
Okay, we're gonna do one more. No, Jude Law to Mark Wahlberg.
I feel like they could be related.
Here we go. John Leguizamo to Emma Stone. I feel like that one might be
John
fun.
Leguizamo?
Yeah, that one would be fun. I was like, I wanted a bigger age gap.
Okay. John Leguizamo to Emma Stone.
All right, so that's who we're gonna be connecting next week. So play along if you like and put it in the comments. That was episode 257. God damn, getting up there.
We're almost at our Mogwai Awards.
Yeah, this is my notebook. I'm almost done. I almost need a new one.
The beginning episode on here is Con Air.
The beginning episode on here is 157 Cabin in the Woods. So yeah, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. On there are all of our promos, and on our promos are our link tree to where you can find the episodes if you like to listen to them or look at our back catalog. We don't really recommend listening to the first season.
Maybe this is first season and a half.
Yeah,
I need to actually go back and clean that up.
we got to do. We were still working on it for that first year. But yeah, so follow us, share with people if they think you'd like us.
Do things.
Follow, subscribe,
Listen.
let us know what you think.
Yeah.
This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape.
Bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve. Bye, Steve.
Steve.
Peace.
Puts it in his wallet. I think we just wanted to watch the movie to watch those scenes.
Yeah.